Welcome to the Poisoner's Cabinet. I'm Sinead.
And I'm Nick.
And this is your weekly podcast exploring the lives of the great poisoners, macabre murders and captivating crimes from across the centuries, and creating curious cocktails inspired by the tales that we tell. And it's episode 282.
Excellent.
Marvellous. Oh, it's an exciting week.
Is it?
Well, it's February.
Yes, it is.
It's cold.
Yes.
And history was made this very day that we're recording, actually.
Oh, dear old Andrew.
Yes, dear old Andrew has been arrested.
Yeah.
First time something of this ilk has happened since the 1600s.
Yes, since dear old Charlie won.
Yes. Oh, no, we're so sad this has happened. Also, can I just commend, not a fan of the royals, obviously.
Surprising.
Obviously. But commend that Charles has just backed away from this public going, what happens needs to happen.
Exactly.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yes, off you go.
And it's his birthday. It's his birthday. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful day. How are you, Nick?
I'm not as happy as you, I feel.
I know, it's just a good day for everyone. But otherwise?
Otherwise entirely acceptable.
Oh, good. Any poisonings this week?
Oh, probably.
Probably.
Probably, I've lost track.
You've lost track.
Yes.
You're keeping a nice list, though.
There's always a list.
It's good to know that there is a list.
There's always a list, absolutely.
And that it keeps everyone on edge,
Yes.
whether we should be
Are
on
you
it.
on the list? Who knows?
I can't be on the list.
Well, sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't.
What gets me
The
off
list,
the
the
list?
list comes and goes.
Well, how do I get on the list and how do I get off the list?
Well,
When do I get removed?
It varies on depending on my mood, really.
Mood and how much I top up your wine.
Yeah, this is precisely so.
Lovely. Wonderful. Well, speaking of having friendships that apparently hang by a thread based entirely on wine, I think it's time for us to thank our delicious Patreon subscribers.
Absolutely, we must. This week we have to say thank you very much to Joan Taylor for joining us, our latest Patreon member.
Lovely,
Good
lovely.
afternoon, Joan.
Joan, you're a wonderful, wonderful person. We keep having like kind of bolts of like loads of patrons.
Yes.
One. Loads of patrons. One.
So next week we do loads of patrons.
Loads of patrons. You're all
So
waiting.
come on, people.
You all waited for Joan, and then you're like,
I just buy a tap. Come on, people.
Yes, we have been discussing on After Dark, which is the warm-up episode that we do for our cyanide connoisseurs on Patreon, all of Nick's bathroom plans. And it's amazing how in-depth we get with those. And they are fun.
Very detailed.
It is very fun. It's not as boring as it sounds, actually.
It is never as boring as it sounds.
No, not for Nick.
Sometimes it is.
And weirdly not for me either. I thought it would be. We had fun on Patreon this week.
Yes.
We discussed...
Sure we did.
Well, we did. We discussed, can
Ooh.
you commit a crime
Yes.
if you're asleep?
I remember that now.
We had a very interesting sleepwalking murder, potentially.
Potentially.
A defence that was used the first time sleepwalking was used as a defence in a murder trial. A very, very strange, short case, but gave us lots of questions.
Indeed.
And we fear there may be more cases of this ilk in the future.
Definitely.
But if you want to know what the hell we're talking about, please do consider joining us on patreon.com/The Poisonous Cabinet. This is where you can support the show and keep us doing what we do. And for your support, you get bags of bonus material. You get an extra weekly episode. You get behind the scenes content. There's little tidbits depending on the tier you're on. It is lovely. In March, we're also going to be revealing some changes to the tiers on Patreon. Existing subscribers, you are fine. Nothing's changing for you. But some new benefits that are going to come out. So if you're interested, keep an eye out for that announcement. But Patreon is a lovely place. It's a wonderful community with lovely people on there. And we've got our book club coming up this weekend discussing Rebecca.
Classic.
Daphne du Maurier's classic. Oh, it's a good one. And lots of other things going on there. So join Patreon if you can.
Hooray.
Well, look, are you ready?
Oh, she better be, really. I'm quite enjoying this wine, really.
We've had a glass of wine.
Yeah, I'm now. It's quite warm and quite toasty. I've got some wine and I'm fine.
No, I fear I'm going to be doing a lot of work here. Are you ready to drink cocktails and talk about poison? Blah, 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 blah. Or we could drink poison and talk about cocktails. Nah.
Gulp.
Gulp.
Wine.
Well, I fear if I gave you anything, then you would just be happy with it.
Oh, I was saying, just bring it on.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Well, I'm going to go with the first one.
Okay.
But I feel like I've got an opportunity.
I'm not working
this week.
tomorrow. Fuck it.
People, if you listen to this when it just first comes out, we are very hungover. Let's go with the first one.
Okay.
Wonderful. Hooray, hooray, hooray. It is Nick's story this week, and we can't possibly have a story without a cocktail in hand. As you know, dear listeners, every week we choose a secret ingredient that is inspired by the tale that we tell and it will flavour our cocktail of the week. Nick, this week's secret ingredient is...
Banknotes.
Banknotes.
Piles of
Piles
banknotes.
of banknotes. It's a funny way of doing money, isn't it, that we've already done?
Yes, we've also done coins as well, though.
We have. Yes, it's fine.
So,
Yes, but good banknotes.
good
Lovely.
old banknote.
Proper old school banknotes.
Old school big banknotes as big as your head.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those were good. Big banknotes.
Big,
That's
big.
exciting if we're dealing with those. Nice. All right, well, with huge, weighty banknotes in mind,
banknotes.
what have you come up with?
So this week we're going to have... I mean, where do you keep your banknotes?
In your wallet?
No, you don't.
In the bank?
In the bank. We're gonna have some money in the bank.
Money in the bank.
Money in the bank.
Okay.
Mainly because I said bank and you go, no, we've already done it.
No, yeah, we've done bank. We've done everything around this.
We've done
money.
all before.
We've done bank, but just bank notes. Screw it. Let's this one. You
it.
wanted to make this one, didn't you? Did you want to make this cocktail?
I
particularly?
think it's interesting.
Oh, you're excited for
Yeah.
it? Okay, wonderful. Well, I think then it is high time for us to break into the Poisonous Cabinet kitchen and shake up a storm. So we'll see you in a minute.
We shall see you in a bit.
And we're back.
Hello.
Well, Nick, that took 3 times, people. I don't know why. I don't know why. It was the Dorito I ate.
It was the Dorito.
And that weird
that
Aldi
weird mini sausage.
Nick's got mini sausages from Aldi. And we were just arguing. No, they're not as good as Sainsbury's. And
But they're half the price.
Oh, yeah.
And made of questionable things.
They're made of just sawdust. That's what. But enough of that.
None of that.
We have here the Money in the Bank.
Money in the bank.
Now it's a brown drink.
It's a brown. First brown drink for a while.
It is, yeah. And the brown drinks usually don't steer us wrong.
Indeed.
Now, Nick made me go and prepare this. He didn't leave any of the ingredients out, but he didn't want to get up. So I had to go and stare it.
And I had pre-measured everything in the mixing glass beforehand.
Good for you.
Very organised.
You're confident or?
I'm intrigued.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, I like.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Oh, that is definitely a Nick
it's a
drink.
brown drink.
That is a brownie Nick drink.
Can't go wrong with a brown drink.
Bloody hell. That's all right.
That's good.
It's spirit forward.
Oh,
okay, so
definitely.
there's something smoky in there. Is that an Islay or is
It's
it
not.
is it a mezcal?
It is mezcal.
Mezcal, okay. So yeah, really nice smoky, but it's not overpowering because you don't normally love you don't like mezcal.
I'm not usually a smoky person,
but that is like fire.
but that's
Fire. Put that in your wallet because that's money. What else? Other things.
other things.
Right, mezcal, bourbon,
Nope.
cognac,
Nope.
whiskey.
Nope.
Oh shit! Right. What? Is a red vermouth in there?
Nope.
No, you paused. Does that mean you're lying? I'm really floundering here. Is that Calvados?
Nope.
Rum?
Nope.
No other whiskey variety?
Nope.
None. No. Whiskey is out of the window.
Completely out of the window.
Whiskey's out of the window.
No whiskies, no bourbons, no ryes, no nothing like that.
Okay, right. So, and not a cognac.
Not a cognac.
Not a brandy.
Not a brandy.
Not a Calvados.
Nope.
And but not a red vermouth. I'm so confused. Is maraschino in there?
Nope.
No. What's the base spirit? Is mezcal just the base spirit? Is there another base spirit?
Yes.
Gin.
Yes.
What? Gin mezcal?
Yep.
What else is in this?
2 more things.
2 more things.
2 more deadly things.
What is deadly? Is there absinthe in this?
No. Not quite that deadly.
No, I know. Twiggy.
I mean, twig adjacent.
Twig adjacent. I've noticed you have not cracked out the chartreuse cocktails in
It's been a while.
because you've been stockpiling
Mainly
them.
because it's fucking expensive.
Exactly,
And
you're
I'm
just
not, and I'm
hoarding
not
them,
wasting
like,
it because
no.
you'll go, I don't like it. And that's like £4 down the drain.
But you need, I hope you enjoy them alone.
Oh, no, yes, indeed. I must admit, no, I haven't had one recently, actually. Not for any particular choice, but just because I haven't.
Because why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
But anyway,
Why not entertain?
back to this one. There's none of
back
that.
to this
There's
one.
none of
Okay,
that in
right.
this.
None of that. Okay, right. So gin and mezcal. What's the red? So it's not red vermouth.
No. I mean, think in that area.
Punta Mez or something like that, or
No,
but
that's
so not a vermouth wine.
No.
No. So oh god, what a Montenegro or like a Amaro?
Exactly so.
Montenegro.
Yes, indeed.
Yay,
And
an
it is
Amaro.
that, and it is Montenegro.
Wee.
Yep.
So an Amaro, those two.
Yep.
What's the fourth one? What's
Now,
the intriguing fourth
There's
one?
a bittery twang at the back.
So wouldn't be the
Think
Suze?
bittery twang. No.
So not vermouth.
We haven't had it for a long time.
Not in a long time. Not a Genever or something.
No.
Oh, you're gonna have to tell me.
Chinar.
Chinar, the
Yeah,
artichoke.
the artichoke.
The bloody artichoke.
bloody artichoke.
The bloody artichoke. Oh, give it here. Sorry, I'm just reaching around my microphone for that. That has served us well in the past.
Yeah, indeed.
It's not come out often.
No, it's been quite a while.
But bloody hell.
But there we go.
That is lethal.
That is lethal, but quite tasty.
That is good. Yes, the bitterness of the chinar, because that is usually bitter, and it's an acquired-ish taste, but mixed well with other things. God, to think that we've got gin and mezcal.
Gin is predominantly gin, and then the other bits are lesser quantities.
Now you've said it, you can kind of go,
Yeah.
oh, the complexity of the juniper and other pretentious phrases and everything.
The complexity of
The complexity
pretentiousness.
of all of the botanicals are in there. You do get
do.
it in there with that mezcal giving that the bonfire. It's a bonfire version of that. You know, sometimes I say it's smoking, you're like, smoke. Someone has burned their house down. But this is proper bonfire. And it smooths out, doesn't it? Oh,
nice.
no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm so glad it's your episode.
We've already had 2 glasses of wine. Oh, shit.
I know. I wouldn't have topped up your wine otherwise. I'm well happy for this. One of the best ones we've had in a while.
It's the best one for a while.
But let's see how it progresses over the course of
And
this
this
episode.
is a really, really long episode as well.
Really? Is it long?
It's quite long,
Oh, good. Okay.
but very good.
But very good.
That's the main thing.
I trust you.
Yeah.
Well, with money in the bank and firmly in hand, is it time for a story?
It is definitely time for a story.
Yay!
You should probably try this before I drink too much.
I think it's important.
And in fact, it's almost 2 stories we have this week.
2,
We have, 2 squished up stories.
right?
But we start our first story in Edinburgh.
We love Edinburgh. Woo!
Edinburgh, yeah, with a visit to the headquarters of the British Linen Bank.
British Linen Bank.
The British Linen Bank.
Okay, is that money made out of linen or where the linen is banked?
Neither, in fact.
Damn.
They had actually started off as a linen company, which didn't go so well. So they decided, we'll become a bank.
And they were like, no one wants linen. Everyone wants linens. Like, no, money. That's
So everyone money. Everyone loves money.
We've made bed sheets. Oh shit, we should have just making money.
Yep.
We have these huge printing things.
Yep. So we're at the headquarters of the British Linen Bank in Tweeddale Court,
Lovely.
which is just off the Royal Mile. Once home to the Marquis of Tweeddale.
The Marquis of Tweed.
But now his home, this delightful 16th century mansion, has been converted into the headquarters of the bank. Bank with branches all over Scotland.
Right.
Covered in Scotland. Covered in linen it was. It is mid-afternoon on Thursday the 13th of November, 1806.
1806, right up.
And bank porter, William Begbie, is summoned to the Leith branch manager's office.
That's a great name for a porter. Begbie!
William Begbie!
Begbie!
Come here,
at
Begbie!
once.
Yep, he is summoned and he is given a task.
Oh, lovely.
He is presented with a large parcel wrapped in yellow paper and is instructed to take the package from the Leith branch down to the headquarters in Tweeddale Court.
Yes, yes.
So Leith.
Oh, so he's in Leith.
He's in Leith, an area north of Edinburgh.
Yes.
Sort of where the harbour
Lovely,
is.
lovely, lovely.
And yeah, he's instructed to take this parcel down to the headquarters.
It's about a 30-minute walk.
Yes, exactly. So it's not that far. The package contains £4,392 in brand new large denomination bills.
Sexy.
This is a huge sum of money.
It is.
This is £4,000 back then. Sort of, so
That's 6 trillion
it's
pounds
a
today.
billion squillion pounds. It's an awful lot of money. But William is not concerned. He's done these sorts of trips quite frequently in his employment.
I'm sure.
He's had no issues before. He's described as he's a very tall, sort of quite heavily built chap. People aren't really going to interfere with him, but he's got an air of confidence and don't fuck with me about him.
You'd
sort
have
of
to.
thing, which you need when you're carrying $5,000 under your
Yeah.
arm.
If you're walking down the street and there's a row of murderers behind you, kind of scuffling along. If you're just like clutching the bag going, oh no.
So he exudes a vibe of fuck offness.
Sounds sexy. I like
yeah,
him.
which is absolutely very sexy. So he has no reason to suspect this trip will be any different to any other. So off he goes, heading into the city, package under arm. A few hours later, around 5 p.m. or so, starting to get dark. So we're in November, starting to get dark. And a young girl who lives in a tenement just adjacent to Tweeddale Court is tasked with her mother to go and fill the kettle with some water from the public pump on the Royal Mile. Off she goes.
It's a lovely pump, by the way.
It's a delightful pump. There's
You can
many
see
pumps.
it.
Well, at the time there were many pumps up and down the Royal Mile.
No, just the one.
Just the one. Big queue. So Off she goes, and her shortest route to the pump is through Tweeddale Court. So she goes down the big stone steps leading into Tweeddale Court. She gets to the bottom of the steps, and she stumbles over something in the way. It's quite dark, in a bit of a shadowy corner. Can't really see what it is. So she reaches out with her hand to try and get an idea of, okay, what have I just fallen over? And a hand grasps her wrist. She screams, as one would, sort of yanks her hand away and races back to her parents and tells them that, yeah, there's something lying on the floor in Tweeddale Court. Parents go and investigate, and they discover a body. They discover a body, and they raise the alarm. The police are called. The police arrive with their lamps. It's not dark. And they go around illuminating all the little dark corners of Tweeddale Court, and they find the body of William Begbie lying on the ground, covered in blood, a knife sticking out of his chest.
Oh, dear.
Now, he is quickly identified because he's in the same court as the bank's headquarter is.
Yeah,
so he was steps away from reaching his destination. So he is quickly identified. I mean, he's a frequent sight coming and going. And the police soon learn about the package he was carrying, containing, it was actually now the equivalent of about $600,000. So about £500,000 or so he was carrying. And they think, well, that's a pretty good motive, really, for attacking this man.
But someone who's just like hanging out outside of the bank, it's quite bold.
It's very bold.
Yeah. It's
very bold, as you say, because he is so close to his destination.
So close. Yeah, you would think there'd be more security, but I go, God, gruesome.
So, but yeah, indeed. So they, okay, well, obviously the package is long gone, nowhere to be seen.
Bye-bye.
So they continue their investigations, trying to find out what they can, and they take a closer look at this knife has been sticking out of William's chest.
Is it a sacrificial Egyptian knife?
It's not. It's a bread knife.
Oh, shit.
It's a bread knife, but has been sharpened to a fine point at the end, which bread knives usually aren't.
No. But you know what are? Knives.
Knives, but no, this is a bread knife that has been sharpened to a stabby point.
Who's doing that? Who gave
a
themselves
murderer.
more work? Like the butcher's knife was right there.
Well, it wasn't obviously just right there.
No, but like if you're going to stab someone with a knife, you're not going to take out a bread knife.
Well, he did.
But then they were like, you know what, this bread knife isn't sharp enough. Better sharpen it up. And they was like, there's other knives.
But he doesn't arouse suspicion, a bread knife.
It does. It does when it's sticking in someone's chest.
Yes, but not prior to that.
What? If it's got a massive point on the end of it, it's going to arouse suspicion. If you're walking around with a bread knife, no one thinks you're cool.
Unless, on the other hand, you've got a loaf of bread. And then everyone thinks...
He's got a crusty loaf.
He's got a crusty loaf.
Absolutely normal. Completely normal.
I mean, I would if I could. Crusty loaf in one hand, bread knife in the other, a nice little pat of butter in my third hand. Be great.
I see nothing suspicious about this whatsoever.
At all. But the bread knife, it looks brand new. It looks very, very, very new.
Right.
There's, apart from the sharpening bit, it looks brand new. So they decide to ask around town. So they go to the local knife shops. They go to the knife shops, and they find a shopkeeper who remembers selling that knife. Yes, absolutely. It was actually only that afternoon that the knife had been bought, but he had no idea who bought it. He had
such a rush.
he had no recollection of the man who purchased this bread knife.
I guess you're not gonna.
Well, exactly. It's just someone buying a bread knife. It's like, oh, okay, buy a bread knife.
Yeah.
I've got other people too who knew big, scary, pointy knives. They're the people you pay attention. They're the people you pay attention to.
They're not, though. In a knife shop. They're not. You pay attention to the bread knife man.
The bread knife man is like, oh God, have them. Just take them. Just go.
Oh, just take it. Oh, we don't even care. Steal them from us. Bread knife. Oh, you loser. You loser.
So the knife angle is a bit of a dead end, really. So we don't know who purchased the knife. So they continue their investigation, and they do find several witnesses. They find a witness who has seen a man walking directly behind William Begbie, quite close to the entrance to Tweeddale Court.
With a baguette.
With a baguette.
Sorry.
They also find a group of children who were playing on the Royal Mile, and they remember seeing a man rush out of the court onto the main thoroughfare and head quickly along the street in the direction of Leith. And then he just disappeared into the crowd. No one can remember what he looked like, what he was wearing at all, but they just remember this figure either going into Tweeddale Court or rushing out really quickly, looking like he was hiding something under his jacket.
Ooh. But he bought the bread knife that afternoon.
Yes.
So was he also carrying a huge flint just to sharpen the end of it?
Well, apparently, who knows? Yes, must have been.
That's quite a task to do in the afternoon.
It's just,
to buy the bread knife and then just sharpen
walking
it.
down the street, whittling his knife.
Whittling, yeah. Not suspicious.
Not
Again,
suspicious.
not suspicious. Oh, it's a bread knife. You don't have to worry.
No, exactly.
That's weird.
It's
weird.
The British Linen Bank offer a reward of 500 guineas for the arrest and the conviction of the murderer, and a royal pardon is issued from London for any accomplice who comes forward with proof of who actually committed the murder.
Yeah.
You'll be pardoned, or will be well, stuff like that. But we need to know who's done this.
Isn't it amazing how quickly people act when money is
involved? Money is involved. Yep. Checkpoints are set up sort of on all the roads, exiting Edinburgh, and travellers are sort of questioned and searched for this missing money.
Meanwhile, people have been killed on the street. Women have been
exactly.
assaulted.
That's
Children
fine.
have been decapitated.
Where's the cash?
You.
Where's the cash?
Where's the cash?
That's the important bit.
Oh my God.
Many of the sort of the known criminals of Edinburgh are rounded up for questioning, and their lodgings searched, and all but one of these men is able to provide an alibi. Everyone except one, a chap called John Hogg.
Oh no.
He has no alibi. Mm-hmm. He's a labourer by trade, but he spent more time in prison than he has actually labouring, really. He's got a string of convictions. This would be right up his alley.
Oh, yeah.
He had been seen in the nearby Canongate just after William had been murdered and the money stolen. John absolutely refused to provide any sort of alibi.
Oh.
As to his whereabouts, what he'd been doing. He refused to say where he had been at all. Now, police conclude that his refusal to provide an alibi either means he's guilty or he's been up to no good somewhere.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
So it's not looking good. But they've got no evidence against him apart from he refuses to say where he was. It's not great to base a case on, a prosecution on, the man won't tell us.
Narrow it down, aren't you? You're going to go, well, okay, we're going to focus on this guy.
Yeah.
And we're going to spend our time building evidence around this.
Exactly, and that they try to do, but they keep on coming up empty-handed. Yeah. Apart from the fact that he won't tell them where he was, they've got nothing. They've got nothing to go. So they are forced to release him eventually.
Yeah. Is he just wants to fuck with the police?
No, it actually eventually comes out that at the time he was committing a robbery elsewhere.
Okay.
He was breaking into someone else's house, which at the time would have given him the death sentence.
Oh, right.
So it's unsurprising that he's not willing to say, oh yeah, I was breaking into number 12. So it turns out, unsurprisingly he wasn't willing to give his alibi. But the police still have no one to go on. And there has been a great deal of public outcry about this because William, he was a well-liked, a very respected man. He leaves a widow behind and 4 children. So it's all over the papers and things like, why aren't the police doing anything? The police are labelled as useless and completely ineffectual.
Okay.
The police force had only been going a year in Edinburgh. The Edinburgh police had been going a year. They had replaced the city guard, which were universally hated. The Edinburgh City Police came in, and now they're being absolutely hounded because they can't figure out who killed William.
To be fair, though, the police had training. They're not just new people off the street. It's city guard redone. Yeah, them coming in. If people want to throw lettuce at them, then fine.
Yeah, they had training, but they were still getting nowhere.
Exactly. They weren't very good.
So I mean, eventually the police are forced to concede that things aren't going well, and they sort of quietly drop the investigation, and let's see if anyone will notice if we're not doing any further investigations.
It's always the way.
Yeah,
we're definitely still looking into it.
Well, we're going to have a look. 9 months pass.
Oh dear.
Nothing.
And a baby is born.
And on the 8th of August, 1807,
nice.
A group of men are passing or walking through Bellevue area. Mm-hmm. At the time, very rural. It was just beginning to become sort of a bit of a suburb of the city, so there was a lot of construction and things like that. Old farmhouses being knocked down for big, nice new buildings and what have you. And these group of chaps, they sort of pass a half demolished wall, and one of them spots a bit of paper flapping around just in this sort of a little bit of a crevice in this wall. And he goes to take a look. He's a bit curious, and he pulls out a banknote.
Money.
And he looks, and he reaches in, and he pulls out handful after handful after handful of banknotes.
It was the first cash point.
Just over £3,000.
Oh God!
He retrieves.
He says.
From this whole literal hole in the wall.
There you are. He's like, this is how this works.
This is how it is.
And the guy who's with him, I have an amazing invention. If I only knew about electricity.
Now, thankfully, these seem to be relatively honest chaps, and they do go to the authorities and say, look, we found all this in a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that they are actually rewarded £200 by the bank for their honesty, for handing this in.
It's the big question, as an aside, if you find a huge, was it cachet or something of money, if you come across, if you're in the wilderness and you suddenly find, and there's no one around, £1,000, £2,000, £5,000, do you keep it? Or do you turn it in? What do you do? Is it, do you think someone's going to miss this money?
Well, the thing is, it depends on how much it is.
You're like, how much?
Well, no, because if it's like, okay, you find £100,
yeah,
then it's like, fuck it, that's mine.
Yeah, okay.
I may be going against the grain here.
Okay.
But and even if you find like up to...
No, but £100 is like, what, 2 fiddies, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
or if you find like a grand, £2,000 or something.
Oh, I don't know.
I
always think, like, if you find that stashed somewhere, if there's money, you're going to go, someone is watching this.
Yeah.
Someone is going to miss it.
Someone's going to miss it.
So just skim a 20 off the top.
If you find
away.
like £100 in £50 notes, then you think, okay, no shit, this is serious.
Walk away.
Walk away. Phone the police. Okay.
Phone the police instantly.
Yeah,
instantly.
exactly.
Help
if
me.
it's a couple of £100 or something, then I might go.
Yeah, but while you're waiting for the police, you're just like, I'll just take a couple of notes and everything. Yeah. I totally don't have anything on me.
I've never found any money, and I've never stolen any money to anyone. Anyway, they are honest people. They hand the money in. They are rewarded for their honesty, and this money is identified as. Yeah, the money that was stolen from William Begbie. They were able to identify the notes because it is high denomination. It says high denomination notes. Probably then they probably got 50s, maybe hundreds pound notes sort of thing is the maximum. So they are. This is not something you're going to pass off in a shop. You're not going to go to your local shop and spend £100 note sort of thing. That is something that's like fucking hell.
£100 note at that time, the size of it. Like you have to unfold it several times. It's like a bath towel, like a big sheet that you have 2 people to fold together. Like, oh my god, we've never seen something this size, because like a £1 note was massive.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, absolutely. So the police are like, okay, we've got new clues. There's new things here. They're
so pleased. They're
like, hurrah!
They're so wet behind the ears. Yeah. They're like, oh my god, evidence.
But all they really come up with is sort of the insight that, okay, well, this killer is obviously quite a clever chap, and he's obviously quite cautious as well. He's not just gone around trying to spend these £100 notes here, there, and everywhere. After the murder, notices had been issued warning businesses to be on the lookout for large denomination notes from the British Linen Bank. So people were on the lookout for that. And at the same time, the directors of the bank had ordered that any new notes printed be marked. So they were able to tell, okay, these are relatively new notes, they're not marked, therefore we need to investigate what's going on with these. So obviously the killer has reckoned with this and decided, okay, the best thing to do for me to do is stash them in a wall. Obviously not anticipating that house was going to be demolished.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. And wait for it to blow over.
Exactly. Wait for things to blow over.
I was just like, my brain was going there, like, what would you do? Would you invest in something? Would you invest in something else shady? So you get something like, immediately I went, buy a ship.
I mean, a lot of people are boating at that time.
Buy a ship, and then you just don't give them the name, and then you have a ship. And you can sail away.
Yes.
But then you sell it on.
There's many options. He decided to hold on the wall.
Yeah. Good plan, probably.
This is only £3,000. There was 4,390 something stolen.
Yeah,
so obviously the culprit has
probably
taken
the small bills,
a big lump of this cash and left the rest there. So I mean, okay, the police have got this new insight, but they're still really none the wiser about who has done this. There's no physical evidence. It wasn't left in a bag going property of John, sort of thing, anything like that. So it's like,
well, whose house was it?
So, well, actually, it says in a wall. I don't know if it was a house or just like a wall.
Just as like a
just
ruin
like a bit of a
somewhere.
wall ruin. So so that they don't go down that route.
Yeah.
So once again, sort of, despite this sort of like initial like, whoa, new things, it quietly goes, oh no, oh no, we haven't got anything. So again, everything quietly goes quiet.
I love it when things quietly go
quiet, and the case sort of just gets slightly forgotten about, and it fades out of people's memory
Okay.
until 13 years later.
Not 13.
It's time for a break.
Nick, we have our drinks.
We do.
13 years have passed.
13 years.
The prophecy has come to pass. 13 is the number. Was there a witch standing there?
Yep, so 13 years have gone since the murder of William Begbie.
Oh, to the day! To the day!
I don't know if it's quite to the day,
It was.
unfortunately.
It was.
It definitely was. It was on the 13th day of the 13th month of the 13th year. The 13th child of a 13th son.
I'm fully invested. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Yes, absolutely. It's all come to pass. And they looked at the banknotes and they put them all together and they formed a triangle with an eye in the middle of it.
It's all true. It's all true.
13 years later, what happened?
13 years later, so the case has been all but forgotten by the vast majority of people. Everyone has, apart from his widow, probably. Everyone
Widow's still very much invested.
Everyone has completely forgotten about the murder of William Begbie. The few people among the forces who remembered this as a bit of a sore point for being an unsolved case.
Yeah.
Francis Garden Denovan.
Lovely, sexy name.
Francis Garden Denovan. Now, he had trained in London as a Bow Street runner.
Oh, good for him.
Just at the turn of the century. And he had spent time between London and Edinburgh as a young constable, sort of learning his trade and moving up the ranks. He had first arrived in Edinburgh in 1805, which was the year before William was murdered. And in the year since then, he has risen in the ranks, and in 1820, where we are now, he is Chief of Edinburgh City Police. He is the top dog there. And a rumour has reached his ears. He's heard tale. A man has recently come forward about the murder in Tweeddale Court all those years earlier. And the Chief Donovan decides, I want to hear what this chap's got to say.
Good idea.
Yeah, indeed. The man is a school teacher.
Oh.
He's a school teacher now. At the time of the murder, he had been a 14-year-old sailor.
Nice.
And he was on leave from his ship, which had been in Leith Harbour.
The man sold the ship to him. He bought the ship. Sorry, it's my theory. No,
yes.
Abandon that.
Enough of your theories.
Enough, I know.
The day of the murder, he had come ashore from his boat with gifts for his mother and sister, who lived in the city.
What a nice kid.
Yeah, lovely chap. He'd been on his travels. He'd arrived back in Edinburgh.
I've got your fridge magnets.
I got some presents from my mum and my sister. And they lived not far from Tweeddale Court. So this young lad, don't know his name, unfortunately.
Do you want to give him a name?
Yeah, Bob.
Bob.
The young lad had purchased these gifts in Portugal, where he had been with his boat. Now, when he arrived, technically it's contraband. He's not paid any taxes or anything like that on these things. So he is sort of quite anxious to avoid any official-looking people, any revenue men or anything like that.
He's just got presents.
He doesn't want to and he doesn't want them confiscated.
No, of course
sort
not.
of thing. So he leaves the ship and he is quietly, inconspicuously walking from Leith Harbour towards the Royal Mile, down towards Tweeddale Court, where his mother is. On his way, he notices a man carrying a yellow parcel.
Oh.
And he's carrying this parcel. And he also notices a gentleman, he describes him as a gentleman dressed in a black coat following him close behind. Now, the young chap he takes the judgment that the man carrying the yellow parcel is a smuggler. He's come from the harbour, like himself, with something a bit dodgy, and the man following him is a revenue man.
Yeah.
Is a custom officer trying to catch this
So he would
smuggler.
be so on the alert, wouldn't he? He'd be like, oh my God,
Yeah,
what if
he's
I'm caught?
looking around everywhere, trying to see what's going on.
Clever boy.
They all seem to be heading in the same direction, so off they all go with the sailor sort of following these two chaps, sort of keeping an eye about what's going on. He doesn't want to get involved if this is a a customs sort of bust. He doesn't want to get caught up in everything and the things he's got discovered. They go onto the Royal Mile, and for a while he loses sight of them.
Busy spot.
He loses sight, but so he he decides, right, off, go and see my parents. Off he goes. But then as he's approaching Tweeddale Court, he sees this man who is assumed is this customs officer running out of the court with this yellow parcel under his arm. Now, still assuming that some sort of like bust has gone on. He keeps stum, he keeps it quiet, he runs back to his mother's place. Here's some presents, I'm off. And he legs it back to the ship.
Oh, bless him.
And sort of hides aboard his ship. He tells the ship's mate what he's seen.
Yeah.
And the chap goes, right, don't go ashore anymore. You're staying on the boat.
Yeah.
Don't bring anyone. Probably because the whole ship is full of contraband.
So we're sitting on a lot of stolen shit.
So we don't want anyone coming and looking, so you just shut your mouth.
That is a brilliant plot device. That's a brilliant plot device to have someone who would naturally be looking out and be so alert. That's why they would notice something shifty. In all the stories that we have, which are true, where everyone's like, oh, I noticed something. You're like, well, you wouldn't believe them, and why would you see them?
Yes.
This person has motivation to be looking at something.
To be looking out and going,
writers out there. There we go. Here we are. Brilliant.
Yep. So the young lad stays aboard ship, and a couple of days later, the ship leaves harbour and off it sails to its next destination. Unfortunately, we're in the middle of the Napoleonic Wars, and the ship gets captured by the French.
Oh shit! Right.
And he spends the next 10 years in a French prison.
Oh no!
Which is less fun for him.
No, it's not great.
Yeah, indeed.
It's not great.
And it's only about 1817 or so he makes his way eventually back to Edinburgh.
Okay.
Settles in Edinburgh, becomes a schoolmaster, stuff like that. But now he's decided, okay, now is the time
to reveal
what he had seen. I don't know, it was coming to him in dreams, it was bugging him, whatever. He needed to tell someone about what he had seen all those years.
Love it. You're painting the picture there, Nick,
great.
as well.
Absolutely.
Is that the man is troubled.
He's a troubled man. He's a troubled man. I've seen things. I need to tell someone who I'd have seen.
Yeah.
I need to tell him. So, yep.
He dreams of baguettes each night.
And so he tells Chief Denovan, he was well dressed. He had a gentle appearance. He wore a black coat. I never saw his face properly, for he was before me the whole way up the Leith Walk. I think, however, he was a stout, big man, but not so tall as a man that I could then conceive to be a smuggler.
What? He was tall, but not smuggler tall.
No, he was tall, but not as tall as the man he thought was a smuggler, which was William Begbie.
Oh, sorry, right, okay.
So it's not a lot to go on as new
big,
evidence.
Tall, scary man.
A big, tall man,
big, tall,
gentleman in a black coat.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It's like, well, that's kind of what they had in the beginning, maybe.
Yeah, so it's not a lot to go on.
Yeah.
But the chief thinks, okay, well, obviously this man knows the city.
Yes.
Whoever this, and he must have studied William's movements because he knew to follow William, and he knew what he would be carrying, and he knew his way around and things. So obviously he was somewhat. He's not just an opportune attack. This was something that was planned.
Yes,
something that was planned, and a name springs into his head. A name pops into his head. It's the name of a man who has just been convicted for bank robbery.
Okay.
But had been at large in Edinburgh, in London, in Dublin for over the past sort of 20 years or so. He had been at large, and he was well known for carrying out these types of attacks. This would have been right up his street. And he is just the sort of man to have tracked William Begbie, to have robbed him and to have stolen the money. He would have seen the murder as a mild inconvenience for the robbery. The name is James McCool. This is James McCool. This is the man who is now convinced is the man responsible for William's death.
Okay.
Now, James had been a career criminal pretty much since birth.
Sounds like it.
He was born in London. His father was a perfectly respectable sort of law-abiding, sort of middle-classy sort of man. His mother, however, was known as Old Gunpowder. And
what? What explanation?
Well, she was a pickpocket. She was a con woman. She was a fence, and she sort of hid behind the sort of like the respectability of her husband.
To rinse everyone else around
everyone around her. And James and his brothers very much took after their mother.
Yeah, she probably had them working the fences and everything. And I'm going, yeah, we're just off to do our shopping and to go to, I don't know, prayers. Right. Nick everything, kids.
Steal everything you can.
Old gunpowder. That's a
Old
great
gunpowder.
name. I love it.
Yeah, old gunpowder was her name. I mean, one of his brothers actually at quite a young age ended up on a hangman's noose for being caught red-handed.
Oh God! She
Yeah.
sold the kid down the river. She's kicking him out of the way. Like, not me.
I don't know exactly how many siblings were there. There were at least 3.
Did she keep having kids to have expendable people?
Now, one of James's specialities was picking pockets, and because of his father's sort of position, James had gone to school. He had sort of gentlemanly airs about him, so he wasn't a ruffian from the streets. He was almost
like a gentleman
pickpocket.
Yeah.
So when people saw him parading in Regent's Park or Hyde Park, it was perfectly normal. Sort of thing. He wasn't like, oh, look out for that chap, he's going to rob you.
Well, no, of course.
When he was in museums and he went to the opera and stuff like that, he seemed entirely at home. Yeah. Absolutely. So when he was there and he was robbing your pocket watch or your diamond brooch or something like that, no one would have suspected that he was the culprit. Although unfortunately he became a bit too successful.
Yeah.
And the amount of crimes and sort of thefts that were reported from these relatively sort of well-to-do areas led the police to believe, okay, there must be someone posing and belonging in these situations to not be noticed so quickly. It becomes a bit too successful for his own good.
Yes.
Really. And police were on the lookout for someone pretty much exactly like him.
Yeah.
And eventually things get a bit too close to home and he is forced to flee London. And he joins the Royal Navy. They don't really care about your background in the Royal Navy. England at war at the time, so they don't
need a body.
Yeah, exactly. You're a body, and he ends up becoming a gentleman's servant on a Royal Navy ship.
Oh God!
So he's like,
that's an actual position.
Oh yeah, so he's like serving the captain. Also, so he's not a military person. He's a civilian.
Sounds like naval speak right now.
So he's he's ironing the captain's shirts and preparing his meals and that sort of thing. And he actually makes his way up to become purser on the ship. He's actually in charge of the money on the boat.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, indeed, it's a lot of money. And because they're at war, he earns a decent sum, especially because he gets prize money and things like that for ships they capture and things. So he eventually, when he sort of leaves the Navy and returns to London, he's got a big wad of cash sort of burning a hole in his pocket.
So surely that should be enough.
Earned. I mean, you would think.
Him
that would be enough, absolutely.
Happiness and finery?
But no.
No.
Soon the money is gone.
Oh, no.
Soon the money is gone and he returns to his thieving ways.
Spend it all on Fabergé eggs.
It's all on delightful, lovely things.
Lovely bath taps.
Just lovely bath taps.
So many tiles.
So many delightfully expensive, exquisite things.
Just beautifully fluted
glass. Fluted pantaloons.
Fluted pantaloons. They were the latest fashion.
They were the brass ruffs. Also,
listen to After Dark to make sense of this.
All manner of loveliness. But money doesn't last long. So he's back to his thieving ways. And he's using his mother's house as a bit of a cache for all his stolen goods. So he can't sell them immediately. They're a bit too hot.
Yeah.
So he sort of stores them at his mother's place while things die down a bit. Then he can fence them on. Unfortunately, in 1802, police uncover his hidden hoard of stolen goods.
No.
And he is yet again forced to flee.
Oh.
This time he ends up in Hamburg, in Germany.
Lovely.
Using the name Captain Moffat.
Okay.
Captain Moffat, he is the master of a trading vessel. Yeah, doing lots of business in the West Indies. Trading spices and silks and lovely things. Spices and exotic things. He's not in Hamburg that long before the police come calling. You're racking up a lot of debts that you're not settling.
Yeah.
In hotels and lovely restaurants and fancy places.
Yeah.
And he goes, bye! And London is still a bit too hot for this, so he ends up in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Edinburgh seems to be not quite as easy a mark as he thought it was going to be.
Yeah, he'd heard there was a new police force. Yeah. He was like bopping around the place.
So he attempts to pass some counterfeit banknotes. That doesn't really go down too well.
Also, Scotland. Mate,
and his various attempts at pickpocketing lead him to various stints in jail. And over the next 8 years or so, he's in and out of jail. When he's not in jail, Edinburgh is a bit too risky, so he goes back down to London. He's there for London for a bit. That becomes a bit risky. He goes over to Dublin, spends some time there, stealing things. That gets a bit risky. He's back in Edinburgh. Eventually, he ends up in London. And he meets back in London again. He's still using his Captain Moffat alias.
Nice.
And he meets up with two chaps, Henry French and an escaped convict named Horton White.
Oh, good name.
Both career criminals.
Yeah.
And the three of them decide to branch out into bank robbery. We're going to rob a bank. High risk, high reward. If you can pull it off, you're set. If you don't, you're at the end of a noose, sort of thing.
Yes, that is the vibe.
And so they decide we're gonna do it, and they select the Paisley Union Bank in Glasgow as their first target. They're armed with lockpicks and skeleton keys and all manner of tools provided by a London blacksmith by the name of John Scatlock.
Oh, that's a good name.
It's a good name for a blacksmith, really. Is it? Scatlock.
Scatlock.
No, it's not Scatlock. It's Skaltok.
Skaltok.
I can't read my own typing.
Skaltok sounds quite like Skeletor.
Yes.
Right. So I like that even more.
And they successfully break into the bank and they get away with £20,000.
Oh my God.
£1.5 million today. Huge sums of money.
Should be set for life.
Yeah, exactly. They should be set to lives. Now, the part of the plan, it had been agreed, is that James McCall, or Captain Moffat, as they know him as...
He's got a series of great names as well.
is going to take the money and flee to London and hide the money.
Yeah.
They're going to go their separate ways. They will reconvene when things have died down a bit and split the money and all shall be well. However, James, not quite as trustworthy as he should have been for a thief.
No,
and he had left evidence behind at the break-in that points directly to the blacksmith, John Scatlock, and to Horton White, who are both swiftly arrested for the break-in.
What a bastard!
Now Henry French, who was like the other conspirator there, hearing that his two other friends have been arrested and hearing of James's obvious betrayal, strikes a bargain with the police. He says, I will give you James, I will tell you where the money is, but you need to let my two friends go and give them immunity from the break-in, from the robbery.
Good for him.
Police go, okay, fine. We accept that bargain. We will take the mastermind and the money. The police raid James's, captain's home. He's long gone, but they do find some of the money remaining there.
Yeah.
About half or so is left.
Okay, I'll take that.
James seems to have scarpered with the rest. Now, John Scatlock, the blacksmith, and Horton White are freed, as agreed. However, Horton is swiftly rearrested because he's an escaped convict. He had escaped. So they within seconds of him being off you go, mate. Right, you're under arrest for being an escaped convict. He is back in jail. Yeah. And he's committed to one of the hulks that live on the Thames. Ooh. One of the Hulk prison ships. And he dies there about 2 years later.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because they're miserable conditions.
How grim.
Now, Henry is livid.
Yeah.
That James has scarpered with the vast majority of the cash. He has gone. And one of his other mates is dead. That's
a secondary, isn't it? The cash is gone. My mate's dead.
The cash is gone. My mate's dead. Yeah. If I ever find that chap, I'm gonna fucking kill him. Yeah. He absolutely sort of calls him out. James responds by passing Henry's address to the authorities.
Oh God.
James gets wind of these threats and says, "Oh no, this is where Henry lives. He's responsible for the Glasgow bank robbery." Henry is arrested. And he is shipped off to a penal colony in Australia.
Oh, God. Sure. You know what, Nick? There's no honour amongst thieves.
No honour amongst thieves whatsoever.
Honor. Oh.
Absolutely.
Don't try and play the system.
So James sort of remains free to enjoy the money that he's scarpered
Laughing
with.
all the
He's
way.
laughing all the way. Absolutely. And he is loving the high life. He's having a grand old time.
Oh, you would.
And he lasts about a year before eventually he
you
gets
twat.
caught. He does get caught. And he is shackled and he is taken to Glasgow to stand trial for the robbery.
Okay.
In Glasgow, they determine there's not enough evidence. They know his name, but there's actually no... It's just like he said, she said, he said, she said.
Well, there's a lot of
This
hearsay.
sort of thing.
And
There's a
people aren't
lot of
around.
hearsay and a lot of people who are either dead or in Australia.
Yes, exactly.
At
Like,
this
well,
point.
what are you going to do?
So they are forced to let him go. They are forced to set him free. Now, despite this verdict of... It's actually like a not proved sort of verdict
Yes.
that they have in Scotland. Now, despite this, police are still convinced that they've got their man. This is the man who is responsible. So they start another investigation into sort of his activities and, okay, well, where is he getting this money from? He has got no apparent source of income, but he is living a grand old life. How? Sort of, how is this happening? James catches wind of this investigation and he decides, right, okay, the notes that he has sort of skimmed off the top from the robbery in Glasgow, he needs to sort of, they need to be laundered basically. So what he does, he takes them to another bank and exchanges them.
Right.
There's lots of different banks are issuing their own printed denominations and printed notes and things. So he takes his stolen money and exchanges it for non-stolen money. Now,
Right.
the bank he's gone to are none the wiser that this is stolen cash. They just think,
Okay.
oh, this is a man with a lot of money. Here we
Yes.
go. And so
So he's done that with the Glasgow one.
he's taken the Glasgow money into an Edinburgh bank, try to exchange
Launder it, yeah.
And magistrates get wind of this
Yeah,
and think, oh, he must be doing something dodgy. They've got no
Yeah.
proof he's doing something dodgy.
But they've got an eye on him.
But they've got an eye on him. So they confiscate the cash.
No.
They confiscate the
They
money.
take all his money.
They take all his money.
And he's like,
they,
I got the money.
and they give it back to the Glasgow bank.
Nice.
Oh, this is your stolen money. They've got no proof that this is the stolen money.
Yes.
And James sues them for taking his money.
I mean, you would think, yeah.
Yeah, because no,
What's
I was
your evidence?
exactly. I was acquitted.
Yes.
You could not try me for that robbery.
Yeah.
And you were forced to let me go, but now you've taken my money and given it to the bank.
Yeah.
So he sues them.
Good.
So the bank should actually give him back the money that he stole from them.
Love it. Love everything about it.
And things seem to be going quite well for him.
Yeah.
Really, and because they have no evidence.
Well, yeah, that's how the system works.
That this is stolen money, that he's responsible. So prosecutors are like, the only way we're going to win this is if we get some concrete evidence that he is responsible for this robbery. Mm-hmm. We need to know this. Enter Francis Garden Donovan.
Okay. That guy.
That guy.
He's back. He's back.
The future chief of police.
He's like, hello.
Hello.
Oh, we
I'm
didn't
here.
see you there.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the time, he's like a middle-ranking officer or so. He is dispatched to London. Go and find some evidence. Go and get some evidence from people. And he does. He finds what he needs.
Okay.
In court back in Scotland, James is strutting around like anything, convinced that he's got the upper hand.
Yeah.
He's onto a sure thing. He's going to get his money back. In walks Donovan with the blacksmith, John Scatlock.
The blacksmith.
Yeah, he's there and he is going, no, he did it. He was the mastermind.
Yay!
I've got written documents that he has signed to say him. His name is not Captain Moffat. He is James. He's not the man you think he is. It's all lies. And yeah, James sits there and goes, ah, shit. He cannot refute any of this. He cannot
Right.
argue with any of it. And eventually, on the 19th of June, 1820,
Right.
he is sent to trial for the bank robbery and found guilty.
Okay. But how is this with Edinburgh and what and how?
What now?
Well, how does it tie into the big fucking
Well,
robbery?
you're going to wait. You're going to wait. Wait and see. Wait and see. As I said, there were two stories.
Two stories.
Two stories of the
Converge.
mesh. Two stories of the mesh.
All right, so he is convicted.
So he is convicted.
Right.
He's sentenced to death for the robbery, and he's
good.
imprisoned, waiting for his sentence
Right.
to be carried out.
Yes.
Okay, so he's now in prison. So we're now up to date. So now we're at the sort of level. He's just been convicted.
Okay.
Captain Chief Donovan has just had the conversation with the schoolmaster, and he thinks, "Oh, I know who the responsible one was. It was James.
It was that guy.
It was that guy. It
Right.
was that guy. We've just convicted for that
We've
one.
just convicted him for that one.
We've just convicted him for that.
Right.
But
Sorry.
he is a likely suspect for the murder of William Begbie all those years ago.
Right, okay. The timelines have matched
Now
up.
all the
Right,
timelines
okay.
have merged.
I thought I was 13 years ago. It was fine.
No, now we're up to date.
Okay.
Now we're all on the same timeline.
And now suddenly he's gone,
He's gone, it's you. You were the one. You were the one. And the chief does some investigation. And indeed, he is now convinced that, okay, James McCall, who has just been incarcerated for this bank robbery, he is the one who was responsible for William Begbie's death. They know he was in Edinburgh at the time.
okay.
They know just after the William Begbie's murder, James McCall scarpered off to Dublin. Days after, also he had fled Edinburgh, going across to Dublin. They think he is our man.
He's the man.
He's responsible for this. So he decides, so the chief goes to visit him in prison.
Okay.
James in prison, he's being his cocky old self again, having a grand old time. He's sort of loving life, waiting for his hanging. And the chief walks in, and James is fully expecting to want to talk about the Glasgow bank robbery and such like. And they do for a bit, and James sort of very much at his ease. Until the chief changes tack. And he says, by the way, McCall, if I am correct, you resided at the foot of New Street, Canongate, in November 1806, did you not? And James's face sort of goes white. Sort of colour seems to drain from his face. And he blurts out, I was in the Caribbean at the time of the murder.
Oh no, I didn't say anything about a murder.
Who mentioned a murder?
Who said anything about murder?
And no one had mentioned a murder at all.
No one mentioned a murder? Oh, you fool!
You fool. Now, the chief leaves, convinced, okay, yes, you are the guilty party.
But he leaves.
At this point, he leaves. Well, he leaves. He leaves.
Get more! Get more! Don't walk out
I'm
on
sure
that!
Then there may have been some other conversation afterwards, but
Let's hope.
He
didn't
doesn't
just hear that and just go,
He
walk
do-
out.
he
No,
doesn't-
you need actual evidence, you dick.
Well, he realizes that without an actual confession, there's
Yes.
no chance of a conviction.
Well, obviously, it's too much
at
time
this
has
point.
passed.
Too much
yeah.
time has passed. There's no evidence at all, unless James actually confesses to the
Yeah.
murder. Then there's no chance of anything. And
Yeah.
considering he's already been sentenced to death and is waiting for his execution.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the
can we
man.
shove this in?
This was the guilty man, but is there really any point in trying to try it?
Okay. Yeah, fair.
Sort of thing. But in his mind is like, case solved. Sort of. The case. This is the man responsible.
Is it though?
The case has been solved, although officially we can't really do much. Now, the chief's visit seems to have really affected James's mindset.
Mm-hmm.
His physical and his mental health rapidly decline. In prison, he stops eating after this visit, and he apparently he wakes other prisoners crying out in his sleep, which he had never done before until he was sort of confronted with this murder. 2 months after the chief's visit, he dies in prison.
Wow.
He doesn't even get to the noose at all. Wow. William Begbie's murder officially remains unsolved.
Okay.
But everyone thinks it was indeed James McCall who was responsible.
Da, da, da.
So, I mean, 2 stories in one.
2 stories in one. It's crazy. Oh, that's a good twisting, turning tale.
Twisty turny tale. I hope it makes sense to people because it was a bit... Timelines converge in a matrixy sort of way.
No, it's good, but I don't know. I'm suspicious now at the end of was it him?
They seem very convinced. The chief seems absolutely adamant.
Yeah, but I know, we've seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, there is no physical
Hard
evidence.
evidence.
There's no hard evidence either way. Absolutely.
But then the fact that James McCall denies it and then gets sick afterwards, he could have been like, yeah, never mind, the next day got TB.
Well, very true.
Yeah, or
Yes.
the plethora of other diseases.
I mean, at the time, it's like,
jail.
oh, it's a guilty conscience.
It's a guilty
conscience that's done it.
I've stopped eating. He does not seem like a man who had a guilty conscience.
This is very true.
So maybe had various things wrong with him in the horrible, horrible jail awaiting his death sentence. Like, yeah, this is fine. But I get it's likely. It's quite possible.
It's entirely possible. Yeah,
He's someone who was an opportunist,
we cannot prove anything. But yeah.
But could it have been just any other number of people in Edinburgh? Could it have been someone else who had the same idea of like clock someone who's walking from Leith to the Royal Mile? It's not an insubstantial walk. You see the person do it every day. Dress up like a gentleman. Dress up nice and fine. Walking away. Yeah. With a bag, maybe it just was that. And this was a criminal.
Sharpen your bread knife on the way.
Sharpened a bread knife. I can't get over that. I can't get over the sharpened bread knife. You're leaving it in his chest. Nobody gives a fuck what it is. That was just weird. That was a red herring that didn't need it to be a red herring. It was, no. Oh, God. You know what's great? Well, you know what bread knives are great for? Cutting tomatoes. Try it.
Yeah, well, indeed, that's very true.
They're the best things for cutting tomatoes, not people.
And people.
Yeah, that's lots of police scrabbling there.
Lots of police scrabbling.
There we go.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
what do you think, people? What do you think of the story of James McCool, Captain Moffat?
Captain Moffat.
The terrible murder on the Royal Mile and the robbery that took place. But then his career as a criminal as well, robbing different people, selling them down the river. Do you think he was guilty? Do you think it was James McCool? Do you think it was the police clutching at straws? Do you think they were trying to find a guilty person? It was one like we've seen many times before where, this person seems to fit the bill. Let's blame it on them. Or do you think it's entirely possible it was him? And they were, there is a lack of evidence because obviously there's limited means back then. Tell us what you think. Jump on the comments of this episode. Share your thoughts, your feelings, your musings about this one. But most importantly, do mix up Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank has got another treat. I haven't finished mine because I needed to read words, but
you
now
did.
I shall.
I finished mine and it's been a delight. That is the best cocktail we've had in a while.
It is indeed. Yeah.
That is a highlight of the show.
So give it a go if you can. Let us know what you're drinking if not.
Do send us suggestions of more episodes we can be covering in the future, whether they are old tales of crazy people through history that you just want to hear our take on, whether you have a very niche crime that you think needs an airing, or it's just something random that you want to share with us. Maybe we'll turn it into an episode. Please do join us on Patreon if you haven't already, and leave us a review on Apple iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast because it massively helps the show. Thanks for listening, guys. We have been the people inside the Poisoner's Cabinet. We will see you next week. And remember, your loved ones are trying to kill you.